Hello everyone, welcome back to our Python complete course for beginner. I hope you all are doing great. In the previous video, we learned about decision making using if else, if elif else, nested if, shorthand if, and the ternary operator. Now it's time to learn another very important concept in programming. Today we are going to learn loops in Python. If you understand loops properly, you will be able to solve hundreds of programming problems much more easily. Almost every real world application uses loops. Whether you are creating games, websites, AI application, automation, script or data analysis problem. Loops are used everywhere. So let's understand everything from scratch. What is a loop? Before writing any code, let's first understand what a loop actually is. Sometimes we want to repeat a set of statements in our program. For instance, print 1 to 1000 do make it easy for a program to tell the computer which set of instruction to repeat and how. Let's understand this thing. A loop is used to execute the same block of code again and again until a condition becomes false. Instead of writing the same code multiple times, think about this. Suppose you want to print welcome to Python 10 times. Without a loop, you would have to write print again, print again, print again, print. But imagine printing it 100 times or 1000 times. That that would be very difficult. Instead, we use a loop. A loop repeats the same task automatically. This save time, reduce code, and make makes programs easier to read. Now, we take real life example of loops. Let's understand loops with some real example. Imagine a teacher asks you to write, I will complete my homeworks 100 times. Would you type it manually? Probably not. You would wish there was a button to repeat it automatically. That is exactly what a loop does. Another example, imagine a washing machine. It rotates the drum again and again until the washing process is complete. The repeated action is similar to the loop. Let's take one another example and uh, suppose a ceiling fans. Suppose a ceiling fan keeps rotating until you switch it off. The fan repeats the same action continuously. This is also similar to the loop. Programming works in the same way. Now let's types of loops in Python. Python mainly provides two loops, while loop, for loop. In this part, we will learn the while loop in detail. The for loop will be covered in the next part. What is a while loop? The syntax of for loops look like this. While condition, the block repeats executing until the condition is true. In while loops, the condition is checked first. If it evaluates to true, the body of the loop is executed, otherwise not. If the loop is entered, the process of condition check and execution continues until okay. The while loop repeats a block of code as long as the condition remains true. The moment the condition becomes false, the loop stops automatically. This syntax is very simple, but syntax is here. Wait. Here some issue in add text. Okay. Here the syntax for while sorry syntax while it is visible, and now it is visible. While syntax while condition, then the next line, four space is there, 1 2 3 4, means indentation is there and it is mandatory statement. Okay, and always put colon in the end. Notice now two important things. First, after the condition we write a column. Second, the code inside the loop must be properly indented. Means indentation means four spaces there. Just like if statement, indentation is compulsory. How does now what now one another question. How does a while loop works? Let's understand the working step by step. First is Python checks the condition. First is here we write first is Python checks the condition, and second one is if the condition is true, if the condition is true, the code inside the loop executes. Okay, and the third one is after executing the code. This is important thing, that's why I am writing here. After executing the code, Python goes back and checks the condition again. And fourth one is this process continues until the condition becomes false. Fifth one is when the condition note down this thing to cause teacher can ask in the viva. When the condition becomes false, Python executes the loop and execute the next statement. Okay, now shift here in the blank space. There is no blank space. Yeah, there in this. Okay, yeah. Now it's visible. I guess now it's visible to all. Let's make more visible. Now it's visible to all. Now it's visible. This is the complete life cycle of a while loop. First, Python checks the condition. Second, if the condition is true, the code inside the loop executes. After executing the code, Python goes back and checks the condition again. This process is continued. This process is continued until the condition becomes false. When the condition becomes false, Python executes the loop and exit the loop and execute the next return. Here 5 are life cycle of life cycle of life cycle life cycle. Okay, all 5 are the life cycle of the loops. In the next, now open VS Code. Let's practice. Create a new file. Okay, named as while loop. We can add underscore in the between. Okay, example first, print numbers from first to 5. Right, is equal to 1 while I is less than equal to 5. Print I, then plus equal to, run the code in the new terminal. Just wait for 1 minute. Will visible to all. Now it's visible. Here the name of Python and our file name. File name means while underscore loops dot p1. Now one error is can't open a file. Okay, terminal. Let's copy that. I guess some issue in this. Here we write. Now run this. Go to terminal. Python. There is some issue. I am resolving that. Just yeah, in this I will show you again. There is error in some file. I guess I delete this file in the background. Now I execute the code. Go to terminal. I will show you the output. Here this is our output. Let's understand every line carefully. First line, I is equal to 1. We create a variable named as I. Understand? The variable I is called the loop counter because it controls how many times the loop will run. Initially its value is 1 in the next line. While I is less than equal to 5, Python checks whether I is less than or equal to 5. Initially 1 is less than 5, so the condition is true. Python enters the loop, it print I. So the first output become 1. Now I plus is equal to 1. This this one. Now I plus equal to 1. This increase the value I by 1. Now I become 2. Python again check, is 2 less than or equal to 5? Yes. It prints 2. Again I becomes 3. The process continues. When I finally becomes 6, Python checks, is 6 is less than or equal to 5? No. The condition becomes 4. The loop stop automatically. I will explain. Repeat. In the first, we create a variable named as I. The variable I is called the loop counter because it controls how many times the loop will run. Initially, listen that thing carefully. Initially, its value is 1. Initially, its value is 1. In the next, while I is less than or equal to 5, Python checks whether I is less than or equal to 5. Initially, I is equal to 1. I is less than 5, so the condition is 1. I is 1 and I is less than 5 means 1 is less than 5, so the condition is true. Python enters the loop. In the loop we write print I, so the first output become print I is equal to 1, so the first output is 1. Now in the next, because Python enters the loop, this one, this increase the value of I by 1. Now I means 1. 1 plus 1, it become 2. Python again check, is 2 less than or equal to 5? Yes, it prints true because 2 is less than or equal to 5. It is yes, and then print 2 again. I becomes 3. The process continues. When this I finally becomes 6, Python check, is 6 less than or equal to 5? Is 6 less than or equal to 5? No. The answer is no. The condition becomes false and this loop stop automatically. Got it? Now very important things. Let's understand the same problem step by step. First condition is true. When I is 1, condition is true, output is 1. When the I is 2, condition is true, the output is true. When the I is 3, condition is true, then output is 3. I is 4, condition is true, output 4. I is 5, condition is true, output is 5. When I is 6, then condition is false. When loop stop means output stop. Always tell student to dry run loops. It helps them understand actually what is happening. Dry run loop. Example 2. Let's take example 2. But say example 2, print welcome message 5 times. So first take variable 1 while count less than or equal to 5, print welcome to Python. Count plus equal to, go to terminal. Explain how only one print statement is repeated multiple times. Just wait for 1 minute. I will give you one question for you. Explain how only one print statement is repeated multiple times. I tell you in the first what actually loop doing. So read that first. Now let's take another example. Now print 1 to 5, and now in the Another example, print number 10 to 1. That's why I am writing 10 while I is equal greater than equal to nothing is there, just the reverse order. That's when I am not going in the deeply, or I am not wasting your time. Okay, run this, go to terminal, first write Python, then the file name, error is there. Okay, here missing one, sorry. Now output is there, 10 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. Now you explain why we use I minus equal to 1 instead of 1 plus equal to 1. Now let's understand this program step by step. First we create a variable named as I and assign it the value 10. Okay, this means our counting will start from 10. Next we write the while loop. Okay, here Python check whether the value of I is greater than or equal to 1. Initially I is 1, so the condition is true. Since the condition is true, Python enters the loop. This one enters the loop, and here now this line execute print I. The output is 10. After printing the value, Python execute the next line I minus equal to 1. The minus equal to 1 is called the subtract assignment operator. It means I is equal to I minus 1. So if I is equal to 10, after the statement I become 9. Now Python goes back to the top of the loop and check the condition again. Is 9 greater than or equal to 1? Yes. So it print 9. Again I minus equal to 1 makes I is equal to 8. The process continues. The output then the output are 10 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. Finally, after printing 1, the statement I minus equal to 1 changes the value 1 to 0. Now Python checks 0 when I am saying finally after the printing 1. Here after the printing 1, the statement I minus equal to 1 changes the value I to 0. Now Python check the condition, is 0 greater than or equal to 1? No. The condition becomes false, so the loop stop automatically. Okay, let's take another example. Print even number. First I is equal to 2, then while I equal to I less than equal to 20, then print I, then I plus equal to 2. Run this, go to terminal. Here right 2 4 6 output is there. 2 4 6 8 10 12 14 16 18 20. Let's take another example. Print odd number. I is equal to 1 here, while I here we write 19. Print I, let's check 1 3 5 7 9 11. In the output all numbers are are odd. I will explain. Just wait 1 minute. Print odd number. First, we create a variable named I and assign it the value 1. I is equal to 1. Here I is equal to 1. We start from 1 because 1 is the first odd number. Next we will write a while loop. Okay, while I is less than equal to 19, Python checks whether the value I is less than or equal to 19. Initially I is less than or equal to 19, the condition is true, so Python enters the loop. When enter the loop, now this line execute print I is 1, so the first output is 1. After printing we execute the next statement, means I plus equal to 2. The operator plus equal to is called the addition assignment operator. It means I equal to I plus 2. So 1 become 3, 3 become 5, 5 becomes 7, and 7 become 9, 9 becomes 11, 11 becomes 13, 13 becomes 15, 15 becomes 17, 17 becomes 19. Every time we add two numbers remains odd. Why does adding 2 print only odd number? Look at the sequence: 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17. Notice that the difference between every two number consecutive odd number is 2. That's why we write I plus equal to 2. If we added 1 instead, the output would become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. Both odd number and even number would be printed. So adding 2 skip every even number, which is why only odd number are displayed. Finally, after printing 19, Python execute I plus equal to 2. Now I become 21. Python check the condition again. 21 is less than or equal to 19. This is false, so the loop stop automatically, and our last output is 19. This is the logic behind the code. Let's take one another example. Another example, print odd number. Next example is multiplication table. Here number is equal to int input enter a number I is equal to 1, while I is less than equal to 10. Print number equal to number multiplication I plus equal to 1. Let's check the output. enter a number 5. Here is the table of 5. Next example, okay, there is a more example. That's too much. This is sufficient for two. We covered all the concept. Next, infinite loop. Now let's understand a very common mistake that almost every beginner makes. Look at this program. I is equal to 1. Here we write while I is less than equal to 5, then print I run the program. You will notice that the program never stops. It keeps printing, or sometimes your program may appear to hang. Let's understand why this is happening. Initially I is equal to 1. Python checks the system is hang because it is infinite loop and never stop. I guess I have to close that. Okay, okay, okay. You will notice that the program never stop. It keep printing, or sometimes your program may appear to hang. Look like my laptop. Explain. Let's understand the why this is happening. Okay, let's think about that. Initially I is equal to 1. Python check I is less than or equal to 5. The answer is true, so Python prints 1. Now look carefully. After printing, we never change the value of I. It's still 1. Python again check I is less than equal to 5. Again the answer is true. Again it print 1. The process continues forever. Since the condition never becomes false, the loops never end. This loop of is called infinite loop. How to fix it? Very simple. Increase the value of I every iteration. And we can do this. Infinite to not infinite while I is less than equal to 5, then colon, then indentation is there, print I, and then we have 1. Now the output. Go to terminal, new. Now the output become 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, because after every iteration I increase by 1 evenly. Eventually I becomes 6. Now the condition becomes false. The loop stop automatically after 5. Let's take another example, while true. Now let's learn a special type of while loop. While loop, let's one mouse. Okay, here we write the syntax while true, then the colon is there, indentation is there, means four space, 1 2 3 4, print welcome, welcome, and run the program. This program we write in the VS code. Let's check it. Let's run it. Sorry. Here we write Python, first Python, this is Python, this is file name, means decision. My file name is decision making.py. Let's explain this, how the keyword true always has a value true. Python keeps check while true. Since the answer is always true, the loops never end. This is another example of infinite loop. It is cut because while the code output is infinite, it may appear our laptop hang, our system hang, because it's never end. The loop never end. Where is the while true used? Many beginner thinks while true is useless. Actually, it is used in many real world programs. Example include ATM machine, login system, games, menu driven program, chat application. The the program keeps running until the user, okay, this one is nothing there. So this was our introduction to loops in Python, and today we learn the while loop in complete detail. We covered what a loop, why we loop use, the syntax of while loop, how it works here, dry runs, infinite loop, while true, and many practical programming example. I hope you all are solid understanding of the loop.